television programme. People say parents shouldn't use the TV as a babysitter, but I think it's fine, as long as the TV is over 14 years old. When I'm watching telly, I like to put the subtitles on. There's nothing wrong with me hearing. I just like feeling superior to people who can't spell there and there and your and your. My television's at the wrong angle, so half of the time I just see my own reflection in it. Oh, this must be a foreign film. It's just a miserable-looking woman on a sofa staring. People say don't sit close to the telly because it's bad for your eyes. It's also bad for my self-esteem. I've got Sky TV at home. The satellite bloke came to the door. He said, "Did you order a dish?" And I thought, you're a bit full of yourself. Watching animal programmes on the telly. I like Rolf Harris's new show, Rolf's Animal Clinic, because it's moved to Channel 5. They can't call it Animal Hospital anymore. It's followed by Homes Under the Mallet. Join Phil and Kirsty later for Place. The word clinic makes me think of other things. I'm assuming there are rabbits in the waiting room texting all of their sexual partners, trying to spell chlamydia. I'm always offended when the vet doesn't say how lovely me cat is. Look at his little face. He never does that. Though I hate it when my gynaecologist does it. Oh, look, it's smiling at us. I'm not really good with big animals. I've only sat on a horse once. It was at the school fair and it was more of a mule. Within 5 minutes, it had stood on my sister's foot and broken me fanny. I've got a horrible feeling that he was my first boyfriend. You know that show, Walking with Dinosaurs? We liked it so much, we went to see the arena tour. There were animatronic dinosaurs and some with men working them. There was a little girl about 5 sitting beside us with her mum who was trying to figure out how the brontosaurus was moving. She said, "I know they're not real, as they died a long time ago. And there can't be a man inside because they're too big. So it must be a giraffe in it." Kitten. I don't really watch cat videos anymore on the internet. It's lovely having a real kitten, though he doesn't play the piano as much as I expected. To be fair, he is quite restricted in that little jacket. I do feel sorry for meerkats. People must just walk past them in the zoo these days. I'm not bothered about them. I've got one at home that sits on my bed in a little cravat. Always prioritise when going around the zoo and say the animals first that are likely to die out. It's also the best way to see relatives at Christmas. David Attenborough has taught me a lot about animals. Female black widow spiders eat their mates after sex. Lucky buggers. I'm always starving after sex. If I miss me lunch, I could have a threesome. Me lunch. At 15 inches, the eyes of the giant squid are the largest on the planet, especially when they've just found out what calamari is. I thought it was onion rings. The world's biggest dick can be found on a blue whale, and I thought it was on Top Gear. Bird is the only animal that can fly backwards, although I did hit a dog with my car the other day. I didn't. Just a couple of weeks ago. Red-eye tree frogs don't really exist. That's just how they look if you don't turn the flash off on your camera. These days, my favourite animal show is CBBC's Deadly 60. It covers 60 deadly animals per series. So far, they've done 3 series, so that's 180 deadly animals. What are they going to do in the 4th series? Just because you can trip over a tortoise doesn't make it deadly. This chicken could kill if it's not cooked properly. So please welcome, he's daft, he's brave, he's uninsurable, the host of Deadly 60, Steve Backshall. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
Thank you for coming on the show. Let's have a look at you in action with a giant squid.
For protection, safety diver Scott, cameraman Simon and I have to wear chainmail suits like medieval knights going scuba diving.
Look at that! Wow!
At first, he didn't seem that pleased to see us.
Look at all the ink it's squirting into the water! And here, that's where that snapping beak is. Just there. Take great care not to get my fingers close to it because I think I'll lose them. God damn me! Ow! The strength of the beak! It just actually bit me right through the chainmail suit!
What exactly did he bite you with there?
That was with its beak. It's kind of like a big parrot's beak that's right in the centre of all those arms.
Okay.
And it's the only hard part of the body, and it could actually break your bones even through the chainmail.
Because I thought he was just flirting for a bit, you know, just like, look what I've got down here. No, it wasn't that at all, OK. You are known as an all-round action man, aren't you? So have you got actual genitalia, or are you just dead smooth down here?
There is actually, though, there's going to be a Steve Backshall Action Man doll coming out next year. It's the most surreal thing I've ever seen. They scanned my head and everything.
And
it's like a 10-inch version of me.
So that's going to be smooth, then.
You're already way ahead of us with the 10 inches.
It would be a little bit odd if it wasn't.
OK, but that would be, yeah, because it's for kids.
Yeah.
It's not for big girls like me. So.
Not for the mums.
Do you think people watch your shows to see if you'll get injured or killed?
Without a doubt. But the first thing that kids ask is, when was the last time you got bitten? And what was the thing you're most scared of? And what was the thing that nearly killed you the most? And it's the thing that fascinates people. They desperately want to see me get munched.
What was the thing that nearly killed you?
Not in that way. This is definitely your crowd, not mine,
yes,
isn't it?
It is my crowd. They see innuendo in every sentence. What was the thing that almost killed you?
I think probably on the last series, the closest one, or certainly the one that took us most by surprise, we were filming Komodo dragons. And most of the time, because they're cold-blooded, they sit around doing absolutely nothing, and they're kind of dull. So what I wanted to do was to get them feeding. So I dragged a piece of meat sort of through the area where they were, and they just went, and all of a sudden went into predatory mode, and they started hunting us.
Well, you sort of brought that on yourself, didn't you, Flower?
Some might say that I should have seen it coming, yeah.
And when was the last time you were munched? We all want to know, don't we?
Yeah, if memory serves, quite a long time ago.
Something tells you might have some volunteers tonight. One thing I've noticed watching your shows, I do love your show, one thing I've noticed is that you're often topless, aren't you? And we've got a photo to show everybody. I mean, I looked at a few photos just for research purposes, and I like that one best because that looks like what you'd look like sort of lying down all the... I'm sort of imagining myself as a craggy old rock in this situation. I
I'll just put that one into the bank.
Oh, it's got a bank. Camouflage, I understand it. Why don't zebras?
Well, There's a serious answer to that. There is
Oh,
a
is
serious
there? Tell us
answer
the
to it.
proper answer, then.
Well, the serious answer is that their main predator is the lion, and the lion has massively reduced colour vision, so don't really tend to see in colours. And so the black and white stripes that are created by zebras, particularly when they're running in a herd, cause confusion. They blend in with all of the sort of the reeds and the grasses that the zebras are running in. And actually, once they're moving, it becomes a really efficient camouflage against the eyesight of the lion that's feeding on them.
So do they ever stand in a row? And then somebody will come up, like another animal will go up, like an antelope will just come up and point at the lion and then go, "Can you see them?" And he goes, "See what?" "Yes!" I love that. There's a proper answer to that. That's brilliant. There's a question that I've always wanted to ask you. Does Bear Grylls shit in the woods?
That's good. I like that. I'm pretty sure he does. Anyone who spends some time in the outdoors, actually, it's one of the great pleasures of the outdoors.
Is it?
I'm serious. Yeah, absolutely. Provided that you're not in Richmond Park, but you're actually, you know, miles from anywhere.
Do you take stuff with you to...
You use nettles.
Nettles? You are crazy, aren't you?
That bit was a joke.
Oh, OK. Because you're so dangerous, you're so hard, I think you would do that.
Yes.
I'm
Brambles,
going to wipe
barbed
me
wire.
arse with nettles. Isn't the fix for nettles wee? It is, isn't
No,
it?
it's dock
Oh, no,
leaves.
it's dock leaves.
You're thinking of jellyfish stings.
Oh, yeah. Why did that man wean me after the nettles, then? I'm good at hungry hippos. Do you think that would help me if I was to meet one?
In Hungry Hippos, don't you? Yeah, slap them on the head really, really hard. No, that's not going to work.
Is that not going to help?
No, I don't think so.
How would I handle a hippo? Is there a way that you can...
You stay as far away from them as you possibly can.
Really?
Although, just about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was diving in a pool in the Okavango Delta and swam straight into the hippo underwater. It's one of the most frightening things that's ever happened to me. It was as close to me as you are to me right now.
Oh, my God.
And, yeah, myself... I'm usually so good...
Is that the only similarity between me and a hippo? Just the closeness.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm usually...
But you got away, obviously, because you're here tonight, thank
Yes.
God. I'm smart like that. I picked up on the fact that he was here, so he didn't die. You were also adventurer in residence at National Geographic. How does that work? I mean, were you there? Were you not? In residence.
In residence.
Adventurer.
Yeah, it has to be the coolest job title I've ever had. I even had little business cards with adventurer in residence written on them.
That is so cool.
The first night that I got them, I went out with some friends. We went out and we went celebrating because I'd finally got this great job. And I gave each one of them one of my cards. And about 11 o'clock at night, I met this really attractive young lady and I started talking to her. And she said, "What are you doing for a living?" And I said, "Well, you're not going to believe this, but I've just got a job as adventurer in residence at the National Geographic." And she went, "Why do you boys always do this? You're so pathetic. You're the 5th bloke tonight that's come up and told me that." I didn't even get my one moment of triumph.
Your friends are shits. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Backshall. Now, I don't watch much sport on the telly, but I like the darts because I love the names. Phil the Power Taylor. My friend bought a laptop and she said, "I got it from a bloke they call the Butcher." I said, "Why do they call him that?" She said, "Because he sells meat." There are only 2 types of darts players. Type 1, overweight, and type 2, diabetes. I do know some things about sport. Did you know that cheerleading is offered as a subject at 58% of schools? Cheerleading? Isn't that just a spelling test for slags? Give me an A! There's one thing I can be sure of, it's that you've never been given an A. Apparently, a volleyball player jumps about 300 times in each match. Mind you, so do nervous clay pigeon shooters. Jesus, what was that? to keep fit, we're all supposed to do something that makes you sweat for 30 minutes 5 times a week. So my boyfriend started watching Hollyoaks. The only way I would normally work up a sweat is going up some stairs or having a tricky poo. Or when I walk in Topshop and the staff look up as if to say, is it for a present? Surfing is one sport that looks like fun, but it's just like bad sex, isn't it? You lie down, you're a long way from where you need to be, and after 100 strokes, you're still no bloody close. He struggles to get on top, then he struggles to stay up. You get a brief ride, but you end up wet and salty and fishing crabs out your knickers. On The World's Strongest Man, why don't they do more practical things like opening jars or windows that have been painted shut? When I watched the long jump, I could see me cat watching in awe. But he was looking at the massive sandpit and thinking the Olympics toilet facilities are brilliant. My mum enjoyed watching Daley Thompson on the Olympics. She's always loved him. When I was little, she'd say, "Ooh, I could drink his bathwater." I don't think that's a sign of love. I love my boyfriend. I wouldn't drink his bathwater. At the very least, I'd sieve it first. I did enjoy watching the Olympic closing ceremony. It was nice, for once, to see George Michael be part of a car crash when he wasn't behind the wheel. At school, we had a swimming teacher that never went in the pool, ever. We all wondered why. And then my friend said, maybe she's soluble. My PE teacher would try and motivate us by saying things like, there is no I in team. How would you know? If you could spell, you wouldn't be a PE teacher. I grew up watching all those American dating movies, so when I was playing rounders and the PE teacher told me to go for third base, I wanked him off. Why did it show goals from so many different angles? 4 or 5 times and then again in slow motion. But when I asked my boyfriend if I look nice in my dress, he goes, aye. What about from this angle? What about from this angle? On Sky Sports, they're always saying, press the red button. It's amazing how quickly men can find the button when they really want to. I've got a friend who loves football, and she told me about Soccer Saturday, where you watch blokes watching football. That's a bit weird, isn't it? It's like if a parade went by your house and you sent someone to the window to have a look for you. What's happening now? That sounds lovely. And now? To explain the point of sport, please welcome Soccer Saturday host Jeff Stelling.
Hi, Sarah.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Now, you have 10 seconds to persuade me why I should love football. Go!
Absolutely easy. David Beckham, Jimmy Redknapp, Jose Mourinho, David Ginola, Wayne... No, why did Wayne Rooney get in there? Hot, fit, athletic bodies, pucker pies. Are you coming with me?
The pie thing's interesting.
Explain the thing about watching the men watching the football. Does it make you feel a bit dirty? Why aren't you just watching a match? Why are you... I don't understand the concept.
On a Saturday afternoon, we're not allowed to show live football, OK? Because it might stop people going to the games. So instead, we have people watching football and telling you what you're missing. So it's a football show, but you don't see any football. You don't see any goals. You don't see any near misses. You don't see any shots. You know, it's a bit like watching Aston Villa.
Did you pick that at random, or did you know that that's my boyfriend's football team? You've done research! You do look like you have fun on the show. We've got a clip here of you defending Middlesbrough after a survey named it the worst place in the UK to live. Let's have a look.
Look, this is not a rant, but the people who compile this
tosh, no disrespect. You know, are the type that go north of Rickmansworth only when they go to the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, and they think that everybody in the north lives in Coronation Street-style terraces. They're the type who buy skinny lattes and, you know, call their mushy peas guacamole. They're the sort who go out to the Ganges on holiday so some bearded bloke can sit them cross-legged and teach them to relax to the sort.
Go on, Jeff.
They're the sort who use their Blackberries in the silent carriages on British Rail, and they have baby shambles as their ringtone. They're the type who think that Little Britain was funnier than the Likely Lads. They've never been to Middlesbrough. They don't know about the Cleveland Hills. They don't know about Stelling put together by wheat-free cake-eating, Montrachet-filling, Guardian... Sorry, there's a goal to tell you about the Goodison Park with Alan Smith.
Now, you support Hartlepool 0, don't you? That's what... That's what they're called, though, isn't it?
Not right. Nearly right.
When a player called James Brown scored for Hartlepool, you used to bring out a little model of the singer and do a little dance, didn't you? Would we like to see? Let's have a little watch.
Hartlepool 1, Colchester 0. I'm not going to sing, but I'll tell you what.
There's a player called David Goodwillie. Do you plan to do something similar with him?
I don't do stand-up.
You're a bit of a sex symbol, aren't you? No, he is. Don't be mean. Do you get pervy letters from fans?
Occasionally.
Did you get mine? You were the host of Countdown for a few years, weren't you? Did you ever get the conundrum?
Got one conundrum in 3 years.
How did you get the Countdown theme out of your head? Like, were you in bed with your wife going...
Yeah. What? And 30 seconds was all I needed.
Did any rude words appear while you were host?
Yes. Yeah, they did. I mean, most of them got cut out, but... You know, you'd have things like there was one student, I remember, he got a 9. So I went to him and said, so, Dave, what have you got? And he said, I've got 9. I said, OK, what's your 9? He said, I've got shit-faced. And I said, well, I've got shit-faced too, but I don't boast about it on national TV. But it was in the Oxford English Dictionary.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in the Oxford English Dictionary.
Did he win?
He was the defending champion, yeah. It wasn't just the contestants. Sometimes you had people in Dictionary Corner as well who were mischievous. Gino D'Acampo, celebrity chef. He is a naughty man. So I crossed to him and I said, OK, Gino, I said, what have you got in Dictionary Corner? He said, Jeff, I've got a 6. I said, OK, what's his 6 then? He said, Minga. I said, Gino, you cannot have Minga. He said, OK, Jeff, I got a 5.
So what was the 5? So good. So, Jeff, those guys you talk to on Soccer Saturday, they really know what they're talking about, don't they? I don't really know anything about football, but I reckon I could give it a go. How hard can it be?
And that goal is Hartlepool's 100th in the league already this season. It hardly seems fair to the other teams. Sarah, what's happening in your game?
Well, there are lots of men in coloured shirts,
But I'm not sure who are the goodies and who are the baddies. It looks like only one of the players remembered to bring a ball and now everyone's chasing around trying to get it. And the crowd seem to be asking if someone takes it up the arse.
Arsenal have scored at the Emirates. We'll keep an eye on that one, that's for sure, because we've got two teams who badly need a win if they're going to qualify for the Champions League next season. So... Oh, well, it sounds like there have been developments already. Sarah?
Oh, Rachel has just said she still loves Ross. I love Ross. That's Ross County and Rachel Town.
I'm not surprised, Sarah. The form Ross County are in 3 consecutive away wins on a Wednesday and no yellow cards. That's the first time that's happened since February 1994.
Oh, my God.
Quickly back to Sarah. Give us an update.
Talk about embarrassing. This bloke has got a cock that looks like a parsnip. I don't get it. Why do these fellas go on the pitch wearing such short shorts?
What are you watching now, Sarah?
I'm being good, Jeff. I'm watching Chelsea.
And how are they doing?
Not so good. Ollie's cut his hair off and one of the girls is worried she might have chlamydia.
Right. So goals going in all around the country on this crucial day for several big clubs, not least of all in the North East Derby. What's happening now, Sarah?
Well, the wide midfielders drifted into the hole, seen the full-back overlap and drilled a perfect ball right to feet, and the full-back's crusted back stick, just perfect for the big number 9. He's given the keeper the eyes, sold him all over the place and hit it early doors. Got to be a candidate for goal of the season, Jeff.
Oh. Right.
And then Del Boy fell through the bar and spilled his drink all over himself. It's bloody hilarious.
Show me the bloke with the parsnip cock.
Thanks so much for coming on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Stelling. That's it for tonight. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to talk about Bondi Vet. It sounds glamorous, but if you've got your finger up a dog's arse, it doesn't matter if you're wearing shorts or not. About canine cops, in which Buzz the sniffer dog finds a stash of cocaine, then goes for a 400-mile walk. About Frozen Planet. For an animal, seeing David Attenborough turn up must be like seeing Kate Adie in the Middle East. You know you're in trouble. Question of sport. For me, the question is always, what's on the other side? About the dog whisperer. He's shagging me leg again. Get the broom. Never mind, he's finished. Get a cloth. And we haven't had time to talk about monsters inside me. That was a disappointment. Good night.
Toning the innuendo down a bit next on BBC HD. It's our regular appointment with Newsnight.